Welcome to the World of Ability podcast and the World of Ability podcast. I am Emily, and I'll be your host for today. And just started, just a little background
Recording in progress.
All right, welcome to the World of Ability podcast network, and today's episode of the World of Ability. I am Emily, and will be your host for today. Before we get started, just a little background show. It is the anchor show of the World of Ability Podcast Network. And the World of Ability Podcast Network and the show were created in 2020 by Kurt Roskoff and Marcus Hart of Transforming Media Network in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This podcast was launched on July 26, 2020, which is the 5th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act that was signed into law by President George H.W. Bush in 1990. So let's kind of get started here. We have today also Nancye Rivera and Lynn Cook on with us today. So let's get started here. How about we take around and maybe give like 10 seconds about who we are and what we do. But how about we start with Diane?
My name is Diane Rosso, and I represent the world of cellular health through ASEA Global, located in Washington State, where there's still snow on the ground.
How about we move to Lynn?
So I'm Lynn Cook. I am a company called Neora, and what we do is help make people better, look better, feel better from the inside out with holistic plant formulas that meet performance. I'm in Oklahoma, where the sun is shining today. It's cool but nice.
Nancye, I know you. We're going to kind of give a little bit of a sort of presentation today on your organization. How about we kind of get into what you're going to talk about?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm very excited to share a little bit about my business, but also just want to encourage people to create home-based businesses, especially individuals with disabilities. As long as you have a computer and you have the knowledge, you can have a very lucrative business. But my name is Nancye Rivera. I am the owner of Plus Bookkeeping Services. As you can see, the big green plus sign. And I named it Plus because plus means to add value and advantage to individuals. And as a bookkeeping business, we do, our mission is to add value and advantage to our clients who are small businesses. And small businesses represent 88% of our economy. So we are the backbone of America. And I started my business a few years ago when I was 60s. So again, bookkeeping is a very thriving industry. As long as you know how to use a computer and you have a background, in bookkeeping and or accounting, and you can use software like QuickBooks, you can have a very lucrative business. And starting a business in your 60s, that may not be the first thing that a 60-year-old person would do, but it is definitely something that can pay off big dividends. I am a multi-career individual, so I had 15 years in the accounting world, and then 10 years in marketing, and ministry has always been in the background. In fact, I'm a professor at the Hispanic Bible School, where I teach administrations. And this class does have a section on accounting, because in order to be an administrator of any organization, you do have to have a control over the numbers, finances. And I do want to remind anybody who is a business owner that you will remember when the pandemic hit, there was trillions of dollars available, what they call relief monies. But a lot of people were not able to apply for these monies because they did not have their financials. And it was kind of sad because, you know, a lot of businesses needed money because of the pandemic. But again, trillions of dollars were given out, free money. So again, if you want to take advantage of that, you must have your financials ready at all times. Then I do work with the Women's Business Development Center. The Women's Business Development Center has been around for over 30 years. They do specialize in helping women create businesses, but they're so good at what they do that now men have started to come to the organization seeking help how to start a business. A couple of things that a person needs when they start a business is, of course, they need a product or a service. They need to know who their market is and who their ideal client is. It's also very important to create a legal entity. The reason you want to create a legal entity is because you want to be able to take advantage of the tax benefits. So you have your LLCs, your S Corps, your C Corps, your partnerships, etc. So it's very important to know what tax benefits they provide. But the main thing they provide is asset protection. So that if you have a business and you have your business incorporated, your personal assets cannot be touched if somebody sues your business. So that's very, very important. And then it's also so important to know that you can't do it alone. We need coaches, we need mentors, we need mastermind groups. You need a banker, you need a good relationship with a bank, you need a good financial team. Your financial team is not just your banker. For example, my business is a nexus of bookkeepers, accountants, and CPAs. So we comprise a financial team, like a one-stop shop for my clients. We also have a strong network of attorneys and insurance agents and other professional resources so that our clients don't have to go to 4 or 5 different places. They can find everything they need right here. There are also small business organizations like the SBA, and the SBA has SBDC development centers in different organizations, and it's so important to be associated with them and to know what it is that they have to offer small businesses. So in addition to the Women's Business Development Center, I work very closely with the Rogers Park Business Alliance. Rogers Park is here in the lovely city of Chicago. And I'm on the advisory board of an entrepreneurial program that they have. This entrepreneurial program is virtual. We now have national interest and it's free. So I highly recommend it. Although I've been in business for 7 years, I'm always the first one to register for this class. Why? Because you can never get enough when it comes to sales information, sales knowledge, sales education, marketing education, and other professionals that specialize because they're on top of the latest and the greatest in those industries. So once again, the Rogers Park Alliance, the name of the program is GROW, GROW, and that's what they do. They help you grow your business. Again, it's virtual, it's free, Rogers Park Alliance. And the Women's Business also has lots of resources for you. One thing that's very, very important is to know that as a business owner, it is the responsibility of the owner to manage the finances. You have to know how much money is coming in and how much money is going out. So, for example, one thing that we do too is that our business has a strong financial coaching flavor, so that we want our business owners to understand their financials. Two great examples was that I had a client who is in the beauty industry, and when she looked at her P&L, she all of a sudden her eyes got big and she says, all my money is going toward rent. So then that helped her make the decision to rent a new place. And she's saving over $10,000 per year. Another client, he looked at his P&L, he said, all my money is going toward payroll. So he restructured his team. He started to hire more qualified individuals, less apprentice, and he's saving over $50,000 per year. So you're knowing your financials, the ins and the out of your money, you can make wise decisions, because we're in business to make a profit, especially if you're out of the corporate world. If your business is going to be your life sustenance, then you definitely want to make a profit, and you should make a profit. So once again, two great resources for you are the Rogers Park Business Alliance and the Women's Business Development Center. If you have a small business and you're looking for a bookkeeper or accountant or a tax strategist, I do offer a free 15-minute consultation. And you can get that by emailing me, and I will spell out my email. It's my first name, Nancye, Nancye as in Edward, Nancye at Plus Bookkeeping Services, plural, plusbookkeepingservices.com. And I'd be happy to give you a free 15-minute consultation. Now, Emily, I don't know if you would like to do a short Q&A, or how would you like to continue?
Well, I just wanted to let you the others know if you had anything you wanted to screen share. Everybody said so everybody could screen share if anybody had anything, just to let anybody know. But
well, I'd be happy to share a little bit of my website, just so that you know how to get there. The website is Plus Bookkeeping Services. I'll share it just quickly, and you'll see that the green and the gray is what we do. Also, if you email us, we'll send you a free ebook on how to establish your financial team. I also have 3 other ebooks, one on selecting the right entity, are you ready for the money, and selecting your financial team. So here is the website, Plus Bookkeeping Services, and it's so important to take control of your accounting, because you will be in control, and you'll be surprised at how you may have some money you didn't even know you had. I've been featured on CBS for that entrepreneurial program. And then I've been featured also on Univision. Univision is a Spanish language network. And also featured in Forbes magazine. The Forbes magazine article was for individuals creating businesses in their 60s. And you'll find a lot of people doing that. I also do create videos, marketing videos for my business. That's something that I'm doing this year, because sales and marketing is 80% of our business. So you have to do marketing. You have to. And then Again, it's our mission to help small businesses understand their financials and use them as a planning tool so that they can grow their businesses. I also have some blogs here. It's most, the sad statistic is still true. The statistic of most 95% of small businesses fail in the first 5 years because they do not have control over their numbers. That's the reason. The poor capital, poor planning, and not being. Here's a little bit about me, a multi-career, as I told you, went to DePaul, Columbia, North Park Theological Seminary, worked in both the private and public sectors. I have a wonderful team. Like I was saying, you cannot do it alone. I have a team of 4 bookkeepers who are fabulous, and I believe in hiring up. So these young ladies are very smart. And my whole team is women, not by design, but that is how it's come to be so far. So I have 4 bookkeepers, a web designer, and a marketing coordinator. All of them are women. Let's see. 4 of them, or yeah, let's see, 3, 4, 5 of them have children, small children. So that positions me as a social entrepreneur because I'm helping them contribute anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000 to their homes while they're taking care of their children, their husbands. They can homeschool and then be the famous chauffeurs. Parents, that's one of the main important jobs for parents, especially when the child gets a little bit older. So, like I was saying, you cannot do it alone. I do have my marketing is, the whole purpose is to educate. Like you'll see my blogs is financial knowledge is true. And then again, a free 15-minute consultation if you just email us, okay? So I'm going to stop sharing my website here. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. What do you think, Abby? How are we doing? Did I answer everything?
Yeah, it was very interesting. And Lynn, do you have any questions, comments about what Nancye was saying?
Go ahead, Nancye.
No, I want to encourage individuals, especially individuals with disabilities. You can have a very lucrative business. This is my office. My business is 100% remote. I have my subcontractors are in Colorado, Michigan, Iowa, Florida, Maryland. So, we have this wonderful technology that allows us to be remote. Let's take advantage of that. There's so many different ways to obtain the knowledge that you do need, technology, etc. The wonderful world of YouTube is like a university, isn't it?
It totally is. And as a small business owner myself for the last 10 years, I find myself going to YouTube a lot as a search engine to find out how to do things. So, but yeah, I appreciate all of the information. I did not know anything about the Rogers Park Business Alliance, and I'm assuming they help people from all across the country.
Yes, for that entrepreneurial program is national. It's virtual, so you can be anywhere in the world and tune in. They have 2 sessions per year. They have an intensive session, which is like maybe 4 weeks, and then they have the longer program, which is 10 weeks. But they help you create your business plan. They teach you about entities. They teach you about, they have other subject matter experts come on to do speaking engagements. So it's powerful. Like I said, the program has been around for 4 or 5 years, and I'm always the first one to register, always. And then the whole purpose of the program is for you to grow. And boy, have I grown. When I first started with them, I was just starting out. And so I'm evidence of the fact that I have grown. I was so happy. I'm in my 7th year, so I crossed that threshold of the first 5 years.
Well, congratulations. And thank you for all that you brought today for the rest of us.
Thank you very much. And again, feel free to email me for a free 15-minute consultation. And if there's any resources that I can help you with, just
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Diane, do you have any comments, questions, anything? No? We have Tony Hunt from Nancye joining us. And Tony, do you have any, I know you came in a little later, but do you have anything on, any comments, whatever, on the little bit that you did hear of Nancye's thing?
No, I know it's a need for bookkeepers, so I'm looking for one, so good timing.
I'll put my information in the chat as well.
Okay. I see some familiar faces. Hi, Lynn, Diane. Wow. I don't see Sue and Kurt, but I see their images. Wow.
You never know who you're going to meet, but you already know.
Hey, I almost petered out. I'm glad I did.
Yeah, you never know where you're going to see them.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Emily and Kurt brought us all together, so and Sue.
So let me back here. I think I had thing I wanted to ask.
So again, I just want to encourage people to create small businesses today. We have unlimited opportunities. Whatever knowledge you don't have, you can get it easily. And there's plenty of resources out there, okay?
Yeah. So you're currently teaching. I focused on one thing you taught accounting before, like accounting 101. Like where was that college or place was that?
That is the Hispanic Bible School.
Oh, okay, that's still that. Okay, I was just.
The Hispanic Bible School is over 50 years old. It started in a little Baptist church in a basement, but now, of course, they have their own building. And then we do have online classes. I am one of the online professors. And we finished the class this past autumn. And I was so happy because we're using a new platform called Bobuli. It's an educational platform. It was very easy to use. My students were all in ministry already, so they didn't need to know administration. The church is a business and needs to be run like a business. And so the students, I was just ever so proud of them. It did contain a section of accounting. Also, another thing is that if you email me and if you are not using an accounting software at the moment, I'd be happy to send you a cash flow statement, which is a very easy way. It's Excel. It's an Excel cash flow statement. Very easy way to keep track of your monies. And so you just, every month, you just put your revenues and your expenses. And at the end of the month, you will find that you will be reconciling your bank account every single month. It's very easy. So if you would like that, I'd be happy to share that with you as well.
That is an incredible offer. I think there's so many people right now I have worked as a volunteer with Junior Achievement's financial literacy program in K through 12. I'm a former teacher myself, and the lack of knowledge, even by adults, on just how to set up a budget, or just what's coming in, what's going out, where it is. That's huge. A cash flow statement. I know that everyone needs to talk to Nancye about that. So that's awesome. And I wanted to say something else too. You brought up that point about starting a business, and how in this day and age, I mean, we are so blessed to be able to use the internet and all of the virtual resources for absolutely free to get a business started. And this is a statistic that I just heard recently, that in 2021, just last year, I mean, they've already tracked this, 93% of the US was looking for a side gig income to supplement, and to ward off inflation. And I think that's, it's something that has been on a lot of people's minds this month as we pay off Christmas and recoup from the holidays. But I think 2023 is going to be a year of careful success. Those people who are very careful about where their money is, how it's being spent, and whether they have a plan B, and have a way to save for retirement. I mean, this is going to be more important than ever in 2023 as we continue to look at a recession and changes in the market. So people, I know I have that opportunity. I'm sure that Tony and Diane and everyone else has a way for people to get started with zero money. I mean, literally with my company, Neora, that's one of the things that we can help somebody do for extremely low cost. For the price of a product, can start a business. And it's, it's something to check into, whatever your passion is. Because if you're passionate about it, you'll stick with it for 10 and a half years like I have, and make it work. And because that is on so many people's minds, we need to keep getting together and letting people know that all you need, like in my situation, I think in a lot of the others that are here today, the only thing you need is the will to learn, the openness to take a look, and an iPhone or a smartphone, not an iPhone, but a smartphone, to be able to do e-commerce business. And that's all it really takes, is that the willingness and the use of technology, and good to go. And someone who cares enough about you to help you along the way, be there for you, support.
Exactly. And you said a couple of key things. Number one, the will. If you have the will, there are resources out there. Even your public library. Do you know that only 3% of the population has a library card? I mean, my library knows me by my first name. I've gotten to a point where I don't buy any more books because I don't want the weight. I'm at a point where I'm 68. So in the last couple of years, I've given away over 50 boxes of books to younger people in my life, people that I mentor. I'm giving away the clothes. Another thing that you brought to my mind was retirement. Another very sad statistic is that most people only have $65,000 at the time of retirement. And now that's not very much, especially because we are living longer. People now are easily living into their 90s. So it's so important that you learn how to make money and then invest it wisely and then save it. Do you also know another extremely shocking statistic is how many people do not even have a savings account? What I recommend for people is to set up a transfer from your checking account, an automatic monthly transfer from your checking to your savings. Now, I know from experience that it takes discipline. I mean, in the beginning, I would try to transfer $50 every month, and it was just too much. I didn't have it. And then I downsized it to $10 per month. Well, that I could handle. I could commit to that amount. Now I can transfer $25 per month. From the business, there's more money in the business account, so there we transferred $200 to the business savings account. So important to have the two separate, your business and your personal, to have them separate. And then we are living longer. One of the reasons I'm doing this is I already have 4 interested buyers for my business. I already have an exit strategy. And these individuals came to me. I did not go looking for them. They came to me because they know that bookkeeping is a thriving industry. So I already have 4 interested buyers. 2 of them have asked me if I would stay on as a consultant, which would be additional revenues when I get into my 70s and 80s. And I still have a dream, though. I have a dream of going to the mission field, to going to Africa and Europe to teach financial literacy. Another thing that we do is that we undervalue ourselves. Sometimes we don't charge enough. I have a classic example. Here in Chicago, I so admire the street vendors, women selling tamales, and they're pretty delicious tamales, okay? But one time I asked, they sell the tamales for $1.50, $2. And so I chatted with the young lady and I said, "Are you really charging enough?" But I would have paid $3 for that tamale. First of all, it was huge and it was delicious. But my question for her was, are you paying yourself? And with these $3, with the $1.50 that you're charging, are you charging enough for the ingredients, the cornmeal and the meat and the corn husk, and then the plastic bag that they put it in for you? And then are you paying yourself for your labor? Or are you just making enough to go home and make another batch? So this is something as simple as a street vendor. You still need to calculate that. And as business owners, it's so important that we think of what is the value that we're bringing to our clients. The fact that my business is a nexus, a one-stop shop of bookkeepers, accountants, and tax strategists, that's value. That's added value. The fact that all they have to do, if they don't want to generate their own reports, all they have to do is send me an email, and within minutes, within less than 1 minute, click, 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 I can generate their reports. And so I help my clients with insurance audits. If they ask for sales and marketing help, I can help them there too. Get some, your lights, well, nowadays, even business cards are not too needed, right? Because we're not having in-person networking. But there's just so much opportunity. So again, I just want to encourage you to think positive, be good to yourselves, be kind, be patient to yourselves. Know that there's plenty of opportunity there. And another thing, and Lynn, again, you inspired this, is to go after your passion. To go after your passion. Because as I said, I'm a multi-career bilingual professional, accounting, media management, marketing, and ministry. And I'm just so grateful how God has put this little package together, And here I am in my late 60s, and I'm doing everything that I've wanted to do. And I never thought I would end up back in the world of accounting and bookkeeping. But here we are. So God is good. and he does want you to prosper. So just want to encourage you to go after your dreams, okay?
Beautiful.
So, Tony, before we get to your question or comment, just want to do a quick time check. Nancy, I know you said you had limited time, so I don't want to
Just want to give
anything about that.
any questions. Otherwise, I did put my email in the chat. Let's see, Jonathan, you came in late, so I'll put my email in the chat again. And Lynn's emails here, I think Tony put his in there. So if you want to put your contact info in the chat, this way we can stay in touch. And again, contact me for a free 15-minute consultation, and I will happily give you the cash flow statement.
Okay, Tony.
Sounds good?
Yep. So good. Tony, what was your question and comment?
Oh, on the subject of libraries, the first 10 years that I was in business, librarians were my best friend. They acted as secretaries. And you'd be surprised how I was just at the library this morning, and they are one of the most powerful resources you could ever have. And they're public servants. They want to help you. Most of them are very polite, very knowledgeable. And once they see you enough, they kind of already know, oh, yeah, Tony, this happened, or this person was here. I can't tell you how much respect I have for librarians. In fact, instead of going to law school, I was going to go and go back to school for my library science degree because I was just so inspired and love them. I love the peace and quietness. And after graduation, instead of practicing, I was going to go be a law librarian. But the business bug is in my DNA. So I couldn't help it. But I just wanted people to know there's no excuses. If you want to talk to someone who is extremely connected, a librarian is your best friend. Not exactly a secretary, but as they know you, they know everyone that are action takers. Oh, Bill comes in here on Wednesdays at noon. He's a real estate investor. And you're a mortgage banker, whatever, because you're always asking questions on this and that. And they are extremely skilled. So I just thought I'd put that out there. When I heard the word library, that really perked me up.
Yes, absolutely. And my library even has private rooms you can reserve. So like I said, if I need to meet a client, and it's a nice size room, and it's also a smart room so that we have a screen in there, but they also have and Tony, I'm going to the library this afternoon, so yes.
Well, if you ever heard that readers are leaders.
Amen. That's a good one. Well, again, Emily, thank you so much for having me on your show.
You're welcome.
I know that I'll see you in the happy neighborhood.
Yep.
And again, I just want to wish everybody the best, the very best. And don't forget, if you would like to take advantage of the free 15-minute consultation and get the cash flow statement or an ebook, I'd be happy to share that with you, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Nancy.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Now we have Jonathan De La Rosa joined us. Mr. De La Rosa, would you like to briefly say who you are, what you do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Jonathan's been on before, but it's been for a long time, so just wanted to, if you had anything to say.
Yeah. Can you hear me clearly, by the way?
Yep. Yeah, we can hear you.
Perfect. Oh my God. Yeah, it's been like a good, 6 months since I've been here, at least, maybe more.
It's been a while.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's been at least 6 months, but wow, I'm here with a powerhouse of people here. Amazing people, some old faces I haven't seen in a while, and just super pumped to be here. But after many, many, many months of Emily yelling at me, practically smacking me virtually, I'm actually here, so I'm pretty pumped about that. So, yeah, just I'm actually here really, to I love these podcasts that people are doing, and I'm really, outside of my business ventures, which you know like that's something I've been working on, very, very aggressively. As I'm sure you know, Emily, especially you of all people would definitely know that. But I'm really right now pushing outside of my call center stuff. What I'm looking to do is, I'm really promoting my podcast as well, and I'm sure you already know about it. Especially I've been doing these on Clubhouse. I've been doing these on Zoom as well, and it's all about sharing people's big wins. And I love being able to to take a person's story to life and really just guide the story in a way where even if that person thinks like, oh, like my life, everything that's happened to me, it's like it's no big deal. It's a big deal because there's people that are going to be inspired by that story. you know um I'll give you a perfect example. I have a friend of mine, who I had on my show, and she actually, I heard her on Clubhouse at one point talking about, her journey, and I was like, that's she has more to offer. Brought her onto the show, and upon her interview, right? It's actually episode 10 on This Is My Big Win podcast, so you got to check it out. Her story. A lot of people have a very similar story as her, but what I loved about sharing her interview or her story is that a lot of people could relate to it, and a lot of people could say, "Wow, if she could really turn her life around, and like so can I," right? So, so I really enjoy just bringing these stories to life, and I'm really excited about season 2 that's coming up. And it's again, this is my big win on YouTube. I'll put the link. Put the link in the chat if that's okay with you, Emily.
Yeah, it
And
is.
what I'm excited about is to kick off season 2, we're gonna be doing a Valentine's Day episode where
Awesome.
I'm gonna have people submit like a 10 to 15 second clip on their big win on love. That's pretty cool.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people could share that same story. Hey, you know what? You might be like you might be single. Hey, you know what? I'm single. That's my big win. That's sick. That's awesome, right? Or I found the man or woman of my dreams. That's awesome. I just got married 5 years ago. We have 8 kids. That's awesome. I don't know. That actually didn't make sense, but you know what I mean. That did not make sense. Okay, I
Well,
don't
I
know why I
mean,
did that.
unless if you have twins a couple times or
There you go.
something, that
Boom.
that, that might work.
Or you had sex couplets. That's possible too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Married 8 years and now have 5 kids.
There you go. Or that too. So that's basically it, right? So if that's something you're interested in, if you want to submit your story, your story on, not your story, but your 10 to 15 seconds of like, hey, my big win in love is X, Y, and Z. I could again put my email in the chat, and if that's something you want to be part of, let's do it, because I really enjoy this. I enjoy sharing these stories of people, of amazing people, everyday people that we all run across every single day, and that's what I'm all about. So definitely check it out, and yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have any other questions for me, but I don't want to take up too much time, so I'm shy.
How many episodes are in season 1?
Season 1, there's about 15 episodes.
15. So is each season going to be about that same number, or is it just going to vary or do you have a set number of?
There's no like set amount that I want to do,
Okay.
but I would say about 15 to 20 around there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
Diane, do you have anything you'd like to say, or?
Well, I'd just like to piggyback on what Nancye was talking about is, home-based businesses. I personally am psychologically unemployable at this point in my life. And I think a lot of people don't have to be my age, 67, to be that way. I think the last 3 years of a lot of isolation, has branched out and opened up new ideas, thoughts, just comfortable ways to do business, even though it was scary at first. I think we should have all bought stock in Zoom, 3 years ago. But I will say that now it's getting to a point where Zoom is just one of many medias out there that gets us in front of so many people and be able to help so many more so much faster. So for those that are listening that may not be thinking home-based business or have been thinking about it and just don't know where to start, this group of people has all kinds of opportunities and different, just different kinds of businesses. So find your passion, find your heart, and let us help you plug in to get started, because my goodness, the freedom and the empowerment that it gives you to be able to generate income while having a life is pretty amazing.
Yeah, home-based businesses aren't for everybody, but for those of us where it is, I think it can be a good thing. Lynn, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I just appreciate everybody's input today, and I think we kind of all have that same mind, that it doesn't matter. I think it's funny that Nancye mentioned her age, and then Diane did too. We're all probably within 12 months of each other, because I'm also 68. And now more than ever, it doesn't matter what your disability might be. It doesn't matter, age, definitely not. It's all about mindset. It's all about loving what you do and being open to listening and to sharing and helping wherever you can. And so this has been great today, and a great reminder about the library and all that they have to offer, because that's been huge in my business too. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up as well. So thank you, Emily.
You're welcome. Yeah, we're talking Tony's language here about the libraries. Tony, do you have any? Looks like you might want to say something.
There's some people that I'm not familiar with, so it'll be old hat for some of you, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit about why I'm absolutely ecstatic. Peace and blessings from Omaha, Nebraska. For those that don't know me, my name's Tony Hunt, and I am a founding affiliate and one of the owners of Nancye Marketing, based in Toronto. Our founder is in London, and we offer the world's first lead generation search engine powered by artificial intelligence. And it's taking every bit of energy and strength to stay seated for what I'm about to tell you. We now are the first software company to fully integrate with ChatGPT. If you know what ChatGPT is, then you know how powerful it is. And when I say fully integrated, every single feature of our business will be powered by that technology. And this is why. I say our founder has the Robin Hood type of mentality. He could have just took his company and rode off into the sunset and been selfish. But he wants to wrap his arms around your average person, your person that doesn't have the skill sets that are in this room, the person who feels ignored or doesn't have the confidence or competence or education, the person that has trouble finding the power button on their phone. That, to be able to help that type of person is our mission. And when you got to talk about business, that's something I'm very blessed to be in, because I know from experience, people go to Zooms and meetups, Eventbrites, you name it, any type of social media marketing group, praying to get business. I know there's nice to say social, but business people, let's make no mistake, we want to grow our businesses. And what we do is merge artificial intelligence with human intelligence. And I digress, back to those groups. I know people that, and I've been one of them, who would go hour after hour, day after day, week after week, month after month, sometimes year after year, to the BNIs, to the online groups, and burning those times, hours, and days, smiling, wearing a mask, just burned a day, not one contact, not one transaction. But the bill collectors don't care. They don't care. So what I'm able to do now is I've actually had people cry when they said, Tony, I got paid. And I'm like, wow. I feel like sometimes Nehemiah in the Bible, my heart is fixed, my mind is made up, I can't quit. I love watching people excel. So that said, this chat GPT, you can literally speak an email campaign, and the AI will put it on the screen for you and post it for you, no errors, flawlessly, and will give you options. For instance, you could say, hey, I want to create a 90-day email campaign for my company, and I want them to be people ages 40 to 60 who make $100,000 or more. And then you'll have 4 or 5 options of an email campaign right in front of you. Perfect. And you could say, you can even tweak it, simplify it so that a 9th grader can understand it. And instantly send it out there. So it's people think the world is changing. It is changing. They're wrong. It has changed. So that's it. I love to do one-to-ones and make connections. And those that know me know I love to identify other people. And Lynn Cook is just a jewel. I think she's one of the best hidden secrets in HMP. Meet with her. And Diane is punctual, perfect listener. I can't say enough about Emily and Kurt. Jonathan, I'd like to get to know you because it's about, and Barbara, I think we met before, but you know, the more I edify other people, the more money comes back to me. I can't explain it, but when I used to chase money, it's like chasing a greased pig. When I stopped chasing the money chased me. I can't explain it, but that's the way it is. Peace and blessings.
We have Barbara Weinstein here, who's been on here a number of times before. But do you have anything that you would like to add or say here?
No, just to for people to hear the background music that's here and all the excitement of people in Hollywood Beach. It's really beautiful. A lot of people out here enjoying the weather in Hollywood, Florida. And I'm just so glad to be meeting new people and hearing what people are doing.
Okay, sounds
That's
good.
where I'm at today. Thank you.
All right. Jonathan, do you have any more you want to say? Or Lynn? Or Diane? Any last comments? Jonathan, who's like staring off into.
I think we're feeling like we're at the beach with Barbara right now. So
Yeah, right.
I can imagine it. Thank you, Emily. Thank you for today.
You're welcome. So, as if nobody has any last comments, well, I think everybody should. I should bring my thing up here. Check out Jonathan's podcast. This is my big win. And yeah, on a show with him. I know Kurt did. I don't know how many months ago it was now, Jonathan. It was several months ago. And I've yet to be on it, but I encourage everybody to be on his podcast. Right, Jonathan?
Open invitation, Emily. You have an open invitation. You already know.
Yes, but I'm just saying for everybody else. And
of course.
But I guess if anybody doesn't have any last comments, Tony, anything, or anybody, then would like to thank everybody for Jonathan, Lynn, Diane, Nancye, Rivera for having joined us today. And we are here every Saturday at 2 o'clock Central Eastern. So I'd love to have everyone back and join us whenever their schedule allows. And I would like to recognize and thank Marcus Hart of Transforming Media, Jay Stoyan of the Disability Channel, and Zach Clayton of the PAC Channel for allowing us to have this show on their platform. And as well as all of our supporters. And so I'd like to also encourage everyone to check out all of our social media and like, share, comment, subscribe, and so on. I also have a couple announcements of a couple events that are coming up in the near future here. The first one is February 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And for those of you who are Seinfeld fans, the Roscoff family has been for the past 25 years putting on a Festivus event and calling it Festivus in February. And everybody is welcome to join that. Since there's going to be Zoom, so anybody can join via Zoom if that is needed. But there's going to be games online on board. There's the Festivus Poll, Feats of Strength, Airing of Grievances, Scavenger Hunt that Saturday, and something new this year. Our very own Marilyn Lemaire of Hawaii is doing a karaoke on the 3rd. So if I encourage everybody to join, and if you have anything you'd like to contribute or anything like Marilyn has with the karaoke, you're welcome to do so. The other date is March 17th, or St. Patrick's Day. which is the International Day of Happiness event. The official day is March 20th. However, the Happy Neighborhood Project is holding their event the Friday before that, which puts us at St. Patrick's Day. What's special about this year is that we are looking to break the Guinness Book of World Records. The current record right now is 1,068. That was set in 2014 by Belgium. And so we're looking to get right over that. Tickets right now are $30. However, they'll go up to $40 starting February 1st. So I encourage everybody to get their ticket ASAP or planning on attending. The event runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific, or noon to 6 p.m. Eastern, where there's going to be speakers, prizes, networking, among other things. And so it should be fun days, from inviting everybody to that. If anybody has any questions, comments, and so to please connect with me at podcastengineer54@gmail.com or 715-303-9835, or you could contact Kurt at 262-372-1754 or mkenow.com. So on behalf of Kurt, and the rest of the World of Ability Podcast Network, wish you a safe and productive week, and to stay happy.
Recording stopped.